Tuesday, September 26th, Dave Portnoy, Barstool Sports Presidente, is in the house in Indianapolis.
Yep.
Hit the music.
And now, the moment you've all been waiting for. He was a high school All-American, a college All-American. He was All-Pro in the NFL. But the thing that he's most proud of is during his show in Muncie, Indiana, he made a woman in the crowd laugh so hard, she shit her pants. Ladies and gentlemen, Pat McAfee!
Real quick, big thanks to the people of Purdue. They did that intro along with Todd McComas at Todd McComas. We had a great night at Purdue. At Sean Latham performed. At Tactical Diggs was supposed to be Jim Kong with his mask. We never got to it. There was like 3 to 4 stories I didn't even tell. At Nick Morado was on the 1s and 2s. At the Jeff Vibber did a great job opening up. Talked about being a 13-year-old man. Grown-ass man, I think is what you said. 13-year-old grown-ass man. Francis, New York Francis, Barstool Francis, opened as well. He did a great job. Big thank you to the people of Purdue. And now you were in the building. You were in Purdue.
I was.
And now you're spending a couple of days in the Midwest. Dave Portnoy at Stool Presidente. How are you enjoying Indiana, the Midwest, Iowa, Louisville? You've been out here a lot these days.
I am. Yeah, I'm having a good time. I've been to Indianapolis a bunch. I think for Final Four. Not Final Four, Big Ten tournament. And I think, I know for a couple Patriot games. So
we host a lot of stuff, and those Patriots games, you were there for the fake punt. The worst
I literally
football play in history.
Stood up. I was with Paul, sales guy Paul, obviously huge Patriot fans, and we just stood up and laughed. Like out loud, like pointing, did you see what they just did? And Colts fans are just like, they're like, yeah, we saw it. Like, we don't know what to say.
Yeah, I was on the field, and they actually used my facial reaction to that play in situations on SportsCenter for what the hell just happened.
I saw it last night. It was awesome.
Yeah, so you're from Boston originally. Mm-hmm. You now live in Manhattan.
Correct.
For people that don't know the story, Barstool Sports started out as a newspaper that you were like running numbers or punching numbers or something. What were you doing?
Sales job. Just a normal dialing for dollars, yellow page sales job. Suck, cold calling.
How old?
Well, right out of college, so I would say
you went to Michigan.
Graduated college, 22, 23, so it's 23, 24. That's right? I got my college demo down.
Yeah, nailed it. 23 to 24, you were punching numbers for a sales company. You started.
I don't know what the punching numbers means, but
yeah. It's just
on the phone.
It's like
dialing digits.
It's the only office. It's the only office reference I have. I know that's what people in office
crunching numbers.
Yeah, I think you mean crunching.
Yeah, same thing.
Yeah.
Avatar. You did. Yeah. That's all I've seen.
Pushing papers, crunching numbers.
Picture a punch.
All those things.
I like pushing papers.
Me too. So you were doing that, and then when did you decide to start writing the paper? You were just like...
Yeah, so I always knew I wanted to do my own thing. I probably had the sales job for 5 to 6 years, something in that neighborhood. I know when I graduated, the internet was exploding. If you just put .com on something, it was going well. By the time I finished in that life, it's right when it exploded in a bad way. And that's when I started Barstool. So so it was probably 2003. So it's probably graduated in 99, and then probably worked till 2003, 2004 when I started the paper.
And you were writing these papers. You thought there was a hole in the market, a hole in coverage for the day after games at the bar, what guys are talking about.
No, totally wrong, actually.
Good.
That's what it turned out to be, but it was really a gambling thing. It was all gambling. It was like fantasy football, anything you could bet on. As you've come to see, I'm a degenerate gambler. I like gambling.
It's another it's absurd. I was like, hey, man, because we're doing these college football games and we're watching these games together, and I'm watching a guy live and die with every fucking play next to me. And I'm like, God damn, why is he so into this? And he's betting on literally every game that's happening. I'm like, hey, next week I want to be involved in this. Just double all your bets. I want to be in the same bets.
I'm going to say this right now. That's the meanest, worst thing you've said to me. And I don't mean that. So I did this. He asked me to double my bets. I'm like, I can't do it. I bet to my limit every game. So I don't, that would mean I'm actually splitting my bets in half. So he's like, well, call. So I, fucking idiot, I called, and the guy didn't get back to me. He's like, sorry, I was busy. You're all set. This is the day after, and I'm at Pat's bets going. I bet to the limit of what my fucking limit is, no matter what my limit is. My limit was set where it was set because that was my limit. But Pat, when he asked me to double it, so now I'm betting double my limit, and I'm getting murdered. And
I didn't know this happened.
You've screwed up my total unit system. Anybody who gambles right now is like, that motherfucker McAfee. Like that. Like when you ask somebody to put more and then you didn't take it, so I just doubled. I doubled what my limit is, and when you what did I say yesterday? It was like 1 in 15 at one point.
Yeah, it was a rough day.
Wow.
Yeah.
I didn't know this though. I will pay back whatever.
You're not paying me back, but you owe me like major karma points. Like that move is, ask anybody who gambles. That is one of the most diabolical moves when it's like, oh, let me just up your limit, and then it's just sitting there. It's like, hey, I can bet double on this game now.
It's like, oh, heroin's half off this week.
Let me call your guy. Get that limit back down.
Now I can't, because that's the other part of it. If I start betting half at what I lost, I'll never get it back. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you got to chase it.
Yeah, it's like, oh, I lost $1 million. Let me decrease my bets to like a penny. Like you're never going to get back up. You have to win 1 million straight hands.
I was wondering because a lot of games you were sweating a little bit.
Yeah,
you were starting to sweat.
Because I was over beyond my limit.
Well, you know what?
Because you specifically made a point of it.
Yes.
When I actually answered, Pat, I'm like, I'm at my limit. You're like, come on. I'm like, what? This? I'm like, all right.
I don't think I did that.
Something.
I had no idea all of this shit existed. I just entered this
He
gambling.
doesn't have any idea. So if you just tell him it's not possible, he believes you.
By the way, this whole thing could be a perfect episode for Curb Your Enthusiasm. The way you just accidentally affected the rest of his life.
I had no idea. No clue about any of it. But I could see you sweating. And Tommy John has some big news. They've just introduced a brand new underwear fabric called Go Anywhere. This is underwear built to withstand the busiest of days. It's versatile, extremely comfortable, and fit for anything. Put a little innovation in your pants with Go Anywhere and stay fresh from AM to PM. If you're gambling on every single game, double your limit, and you're just really going under and you want to sweat, go to the Go Anywhere, and even through the AM again, you can wear it 24 hours straight. Go Anywhere is made from premium 4-way stretch. Don't know that word. Nope. I don't know what that word is. Ergonomic?
Oh,
Probably.
yes. Ergonomic, yes.
Ergonomic is a word? What does that mean?
I don't know what it means.
Let's play a little game here. What is Dave? What does ergonomic mean?
It means fucking make your back straight.
Yeah.
Oh, does it?
Yeah.
Well, there's like
ergonomic chairs.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. That makes sense.
Posture chairs.
Functional for your body.
Posture chairs, yeah. I actually went through a whole phase because I was super hunchback, so I was trying to find ergonomic chairs.
Oh, well, the good news is Go Anywhere is made from premium 4-way stretch ergonomic fabric that contours to your body for the perfect fit. The Go Anywhere fabric is also moisture wicking. It pulls and evaporates perspiration right off your body, keeping you dry all day, even in the toughest of gambling situations. Plus, it features the latest antimicrobial and anti-odor fabric technology. Yo, big words in this motherfucker. It must be really impressive. And like all Tommy John underwear, wedgies are impossible. And the horizontal quick draw fly comes as standard. Worried you won't love it? Unlikely, but just in case, it's all backed by Tommy John's best pair you'll ever wear, or its free guarantee. So what do you got to lose? With a stay-put waistband, a contour pouch to nestle your goods. I love a good nestle of my goods. And a flattering fit that looks and feels fantastic. There's no doubt that Go Anywhere from Tommy John is the underwear that works as hard as you. No adjustment needed. Go to TommyJohn.com/America. AMERICA to check out the complete line of Go Anywhere underwear, shirts, and socks. Plus, save 20% on your first order. That's TommyJohn.com/America for 20% off. TommyJohn.com/America. Big shout out, Tommy John. Thanks for sticking around. Good. I learned a couple words in there, too. The second one I said, still don't know what it means, but I'm happy. I feel like I said it right. You know, it's one of those spelling bees. That's some spelling.
Microferbial, was that the word?
Microbial.
Microbial, which I'm not even... that might be a word they made up.
Does that mean porous?
I think so.
Synonymous with porous?
I think so. It's a good one, though. It's a good word.
You guys, I don't want to make this is your podcast. Yeah. I'm happy to be on it. Don't want to make it about me. Yeah. But I got an email I have to read. And then there's a screenshot with it. You had breaking news. This may resonate in Colts fans. FYI, this is just said casually by, I think, Devlin the intern slave sent it. FYI, you have a package from Brady here waiting for you. Got on Friday. It's just
Tom Brady?
One Patriot Place, care of Brady, to Dave Portnoy.
And you got it on Friday, and they're just telling you now?
Yeah, just casually.
Wow.
Yeah, no big deal.
Hey, Dave, you're in Indiana? Yeah, Tom Brady just sent you a gift last week. So
Yeah.
Did you reply, open it?
I'm like, no, I want to video myself like opening.
Are you?
yeah.
How do you feel right now? Like kid on Christmas type thing?
I feel good.
What-
I've never communicated with him.
Yeah,
I bet
he followed you guys and then he unfollowed you because
Yeah,
Gaz
he-
got a little arrogant because he tweeted out that he followed you guys.
there was an article in the Globe, Boston Globe, local paper, that was basically like listed all the people he follows. He doesn't follow a lot of people, and he followed Barstool Sports. So I gloated. I was like,
Sure.
Look who follows us, Tom Brady. Before I pressed, or as I pressed publish, he deleted it. So it's like,
He unfollowed just like that. What do you think it could possibly be?
I think it's one of two. I think it's a book. I think it's his new book signed to me.
Tom Brady has a book
But
about just
he had
winning life.
about
just-
it's about his, like, he's a weirdo. So it's about his eating habits, his
Avocado
training.
ice cream.
Yeah, he's
What?
on a different planet.
Is he
He's-
technically a vegan?
I don't know what he eats.
He eats
He's never
avocado
had
ice cream.
coffee.
what? Is he a Mormon?
No, he's a winner. Like, I don't know.
He's his own species.
What if it's
There's
a
only
signed
one
clown
of
shirt?
So I thought that's the other thing I can think is it's a signed clown towel.
There's no way he would
wouldn't
get
do
on
that.
that right now.
He did it. They auctioned one off at charity for $6,500.
That he signed?
He signed it.
Wow. Did you buy it? Did you buy it?
No, but now I freaked that I wasn't in the bidding, and I have been contacted now that I could maybe rebuy it. I had somebody else promise they'd get me one after, so maybe, but I didn't think it would come that way. That wow reaction, that's the biggest non-story of a story I've ever like. I don't know how that hasn't been national news. It was sent to me because we made the towels and people knew. There's a picture at an auction, and then it's been confirmed by Matt Light, who played with him. It was a signed clown face Tom
That's a
Brady.
big story.
Huge.
I honestly believe that I thought, and I even said it, I didn't think he would do that.
That's why it's huge.
Because people used to bring me my mugshot all the time. And when I was in the NFL, they're like, will you sign this? I'm like, I don't, like, honestly, I don't think this is like, looks bad. Now that I retire, I do it. But he has that thought every time you sign
Totally,
everything.
and he's never said anything once publicly remotely inflammatory. Like, Goodell does his job. Like, we know he hates him. His dad has ranted. I'm with you. I was stunned that he signed it.
Yeah, that's very crazy. You should have that, though. That should be something you own. So
totally.
maybe he heard you're looking for one. They sent another
The
one.
only reason I thought, the only thing I could think of with that is not me owning it, but like Matt Light, they're very good friends. He was a longtime lineman on the Patriots. I thought maybe he signed it for Matt Light and didn't totally know it was like going to auction. That was the only. I don't think that's the case. That was my initial reaction. That's how surprised I was he would ever do that.
Yeah, that's awesome. Good for you, though. That fucking clown face Roger Goodell thing, I think the entire country liked it.
Yeah.
That's like one of those things where everybody was like, oh, this is comical. This is a Goodell guy who makes $40 million. He's doing a lot to the game that we love. That isn't right. And you guys mocked him completely. And you took it above and beyond, which is, let's get back to your story. So you started writing, then you became a website, then you became content creation. Mm-hmm. Is that kind of how it went? Yeah. And then how many years later did the Churning Group buy you?
So Barstool started 2004, and they bought us like 2016, right?
So 12-year build of acquiring talent, writing blogs, making videos. When did the podcast thing really start? Was that with KFC?
So, yeah, if I didn't mention that, KFC would kill me because I haven't given him always the credit that he thinks he so richly deserves.
Who are the originals?
And does deserve. Well, so the originals are myself. These are newspaper days. So this is before the crew that everybody knows. It was myself, a guy by the name of Pete Manzo, still one of the most talented, eccentric writers like I've ever seen, Jamie Chisholm, and Jerry. So Jerry was in the original. That was the original newspaper
Jerry Thornton,
crew.
which I do a Laces Out show with. That comes out every Monday. Old Balls Jerry.
Yep.
Hilarious
and
humor.
AJ. So that was the original crew. Nobody got paid, including myself. I saved up from the past job. They were around probably till about 2009, 2010. It's weird. They got older. I got older. I slowly carved out where I could live, I could afford rent, but they were still doing it for free. The timing of us switching to website and starting to ramp up is all when the other two, I guess, Jamie and Pete, who had been with me for a long time, they're like, we need lives. We have kids now, we can't do this part-time. And they all kind of shifted to different roles. And then I just kind of did the website by myself. Newspaper, I needed help. Newspaper are long-form, magazine-style articles. Then I did it myself from probably, I don't even know. No, those guys probably quit early. I probably did it myself for like 2 years.
So you were the only guy updating Barstool Sports website.
Yeah, it's all I did 24/7. Literally, like,
how many a day did you pump out?
We had at least one every half hour.
You were putting out 48 pieces. Well, let's just say you're putting out 20 pieces a day.
Yep.
By yourself.
Yeah, it was all day
for 2 years.
Yeah, I mean, it was nonstop. Those are those. How many clicks were you getting a day? I had no idea. I couldn't even track it.
No clue. If anybody knew your shit or not, you were just doing it because you thought in the end this will be a good run.
Yeah, I had a feel people would email me in, and for a time there was a crossover between the website and the newspaper. So I used to, when we did the newspaper before the website, I'd drop them off. I had a paper route, like 48 hours, where I literally would like go put the newspapers into the news racks. So I'd also drop them in bars, clubs, every place. So they'd see me. I'd walk in, and I could tell how many papers were disappearing, and I could tell, like, people wanted to talk about it. I also handed the newspaper out, like, when I started, I'd wake up at, like, 4 a.m., go to the subways, hand it out from, like, 4 to 8 a.m., 4 to 9 a.m., go home, write. And
fucking brick by brick.
And then I'd go do it again in the afternoon. Same thing. So I catch both commutes and rotate, like, stations. So
you were a one-man terror.
Everything.
This was going to work because of
Everything.
you or not.
Yeah, I mean, I got lucky in a lot of ways. Like, I mean, I've told...
Yeah, but luck comes from fucking working your
even
dick
little
off.
examples, like, to show you how we produced the first newspaper. And I went in, and the newspaper guy is... First of all, the thing wasn't put together correctly. Like, they couldn't process it. And it turned out one of my best friends... one of his good friends, like, wives, just got laid off by a company who put the shit together. Like, without her, I couldn't even do the newspaper.
Gotcha.
Happened like 24 to 48 hours in advance. The logo, we had this elaborate logo. My buddy's an artist. We went to print it. They're like, "This, you can't do that." And it was going to print. I'm like, all right, what are we going to do? He used clip art at the time. They had clip art, and he just picked up the stool. That's our logo. Like, it was like a clip art moment.
All because it was easy to print?
Like, yeah, you needed it easy, and you had like 5 minutes, or else it was like, oh, it's not coming out. We had in stars, like, here's a stool. Like, fine, fuck it. Like, so, yes, hard work, persistence. Having said that, it doesn't always just will it. I mean, we've gotten lucky. I found the right writers, and yeah, luck, persistence, all that shit. But it was a ton of work.
When did you add KFC and Big Cat in the next round of hiring? So you ran it for 2 years by yourself. Every half
the timing is, so 2004 started. I'd say from 2004 to like probably 2007-ish, we had those guys. I went like 7 and 9, 2000, and those guys came in around 2009, 2010.
How'd you find them? How'd you hire them? What happened?
They're all fans. Like, Big Cat was what, like, it's crazy, but all the people, it's where you find people. I used to do a power hour. That's what we called it. It was actually me. I went to school with Todd McShay, the ESPN guy. He's like one of my best friends.
Great analyst.
Yes. Well, I don't know about that, but he's a funny dude. The ESPN doesn't actually get to, like, show his personality.
The other night, he's on TV. Saturdays are for the boys. Right behind his head, they shift the camera to hide it. Todd McShay's the perfect guy to be in there because he's best friends with the enemy, which is ESPN.
We were in each other's, like, weddings. So, and he's like running away from our logo.
He doesn't know that's happening, though.
No, he had no idea.
Yeah, no.
If he did, that's almost something to like bust balls, like be funny, which I'd laugh at. But he had no idea what was going on. So where was I? The
Power Hour.
Oh yeah, so the Power Hour was me, him, and my buddy Elio, who still like owns a pizza shop, and like we do horses together. 3 of us bought time on a local radio station, started the Power Hour. Big Cat called in. Big Cat was a regular caller. Like we didn't say who it was. Just like, hey, this is Big Cat.
And he was in Chicago, and this was he was listening via just from out of state.
It was online too, so it's just a little like. And then we transitioned the Power Hour into Blog Talk Radio, which is they're in business, but it was a real primitive way to stream shows. So Big Cat would we knew him just for years as Big Cat. Like, no idea.
And what was he? Was he the same exact person as he is now? Just like hilarious.
Yeah, it was called
genius takes.
Yeah, he sent in, so he was doing that, and then I eventually said, "All right, we're trying to expand in like cities I'd like to go, New York, Chicago." So he applied through there. He was running his own website. It was called the Hut Glove. So it's the hutglove.com, and right away we took one look and like, this guy's awesome. Tried to hire him. He said he was coming. He's like, dream job. He didn't mention that he was the caller at that time. I had no connection. And those calls are still out there. Like, people dig them up occasionally. Like, if you listen, Big Cat calling in, like, so it's wild. So then he backed out. He got cold feet, which I don't necessarily blame him, but we were like paying people and like personal checks, and there was no rhyme or reason to anything we were doing. I was comfortable. I ran a shit show. We continued to grow, and I opened Chicago without him and had this guy who's terrible, Neil. His name was Neil. One of the all-time Barstool slogans, though. He became such like an anti-hero that it was Neil for Neil. Like,
Take a knee.
Yeah,
for Neil.
Neil for Neil. Once we did that, Big Cat then contacted me again. He's like, hey, can I contribute to the site? Poor Neil, that's like getting eaten by a great white shark. Like, imagine, hey, I'm the head guy, and this other dude, Big Cat, just showed up, and he was a monster hit. Right from like
because Huck Glove probably had a great following because he's
Huck Glove didn't have much. It just shows, and that to a degree shows the timing and luck of like we started so early. Dan tried it, hustled, and then shut it down. And he's just like, I couldn't. It was never going to take off. Didn't matter how good he was. It's just, and sort of we started as a newspaper. We had the long roots, but the timing of everything, because I mean Dan still works his ass off.
Yeah, it's awesome. Hey, Pardon My Take is incredible. You should listen to it. He and PFT are real-life geniuses. Then KFC was the New York hire?
Yep.
Whenever you tried to, so you expanded Chicago and New York. They were your first two additions. And then KFC started podcasting instead of streaming his shit live?
Yeah, he just started his own. His brother is smart with that stuff. And
Super producer.
And to be honest, I think as Barstool was going before the Chernin sale, both Dan and Kevin had a degree of, okay, like, what's my next step? What am I going to do here? How do I make a name for myself? And things of that nature. So the podcasting was something I think Kevin thought would make sense. It was growing. Now, I'm a business-like guy like you, Pat, starting, and there's that side of it. It was never like the thing where I got messed. Kevin's podcast was never some cash cow. It was never. Now, the numbers were decent. We weren't selling it right. I wasn't paying attention to it. I also take forever to switch technologies. I'm like, podcasting, like, and I'd actually make fun of them. I'm like, fuck you, podcasting. Like, write some fucking blogs. That's how we eat around here. We write blogs.
Yeah, we write every half hour, new blog.
Yeah, we churn out fucking blogs, put a fucking YouTube link in, get this podcasting stuff away. So we didn't pay much attention. Churn-in, when they bought us, they're like, you got to go all in on podcasting. Like, podcast. It's like, fine, fuck it. So Dan and PFT put together their podcast. When you got a bunch out, it's the biggest business mistake I've made by a mile.
Podcasting is what we like to call a cash cow.
Correct.
Is what I've been learning.
We had already built the base. So like Barstool's base was there. Like nothing.
It's the internet based.
Yeah.
It's already internet based. You got people who know technology. They're savvy, and that's what they want to listen to.
There's nothing inherently that Chernin brought to us in that particular regard with podcasting that I couldn't have done very easily by myself by just doing it. So that fucking sucked because we would have gotten sold. Chernin's brought a million other things that you need, and we wouldn't be where we are without it. But just the sheer like success of podcasting, like Lewis goes to sleep and has nightmares about it.
Yeah, Lewis. There's this guy named Lewis from Philadelphia who probably was very excited for what happened on Sunday. I mean, he's a diehard Eagles fan. Loves Joel Embiid. Is his name Joel?
Mm-hmm. Loves him.
He loves him.
Seems like he's on coke 24/7.
Yes.
We're not sure.
He may be at times, but
saying.
I don't think that responsible for most of his behavior.
I think he's always just up and ready to go. And I get a text message from him like once every 48 hours that just says, let's go.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what is that too? He said, I made a sale at that point for you at that. I was like, with who? He said, you'll find out next week. And I'm like, what does that even mean?
And we haven't had as many of those calls early though. Barstool Heartland, Barstool New York. It would be like me and Pat, we've always gotten along and have never had any like communication issues. But I think you guys would probably agree, certain people can have communication issues with Pat.
Yes.
Sure. So I knew our staff, and it's like he's going through guys. It's like he's freaking out, and they're like, I don't know what's going on.
Lewis.
Yeah, it's like this is not going to work. Lewis, because I can scream in Lewis's face for like an hour straight, and he'll scream back, and then it's like it's over. And that's, I think, to a degree, that's what you need.
Me and Lewis, and I don't scream, but I'll definitely be like, what the fuck is going, like how, I will ask a lot of questions about how something's fucked up until the person just says, we fucked up. Like I did, that's all I want to hear. And I do it in a manner that isn't probably the most kosher. So you're 100% right. I need somebody that I can talk to. And Lewis is the perfect guy.
Yeah,
He's the guy. He's the man. He must do really well over there at Barstool.
He does. He's great. He's a typical Barstool guy. I met him. We had a show in Philadelphia.
He's like the head sales guy, basically.
He has saved our ass a lot of times.
Yeah.
Yep.
He's made it easy because selling stuff is obviously complicated and confusing. And I like for people to make things easy for me. Buying tickets can be complicated and confusing.
brilliantly played.
SeatGeek.
But
I was
there,
like, Lewis, easy. What the fuck?
but there is a simpler way to buy with SeatGeek. SeatGeek is the smartest, easiest way to buy tickets for your favorite team's games. Whether you're spending a day at the ballpark, searching for the perfect gift, or hunting down a last-minute deal, SeatGeek helps you find the best seats at the best prices, fully guaranteed. Listen, when it comes to sports, nothing beats being there in person for the biggest games and the biggest plays of the year, and SeatGeek will get you closer to the action for a great value. I have the SeatGeek app on my phone. It's by far the easiest way I've found to shop for tickets. How easy is it? I let my mom use it to order Reds tickets for my dad, and she figured it out all by herself.
Wow.
Granted, when she handed my phone back, it was all in Chinese, and she had erased all my photos somehow.
Yeah.
But she did successfully use the SeatGeek app to order tickets, and that's amazing. That's how easy it is. Save yourself time and money by buying your concert, comedy, theater, and sporting event tickets on SeatGeek. Our listeners get $10 off their first SeatGeek purchase. Just download the SeatGeek app and enter the promo code PAT for $10 off your first SeatGeek purchase. That's promo code PAT. That's P as in Pete Rose, A as in Ashley Judd, and T as in Tracy Morgan. Those are all famous people I had selfies with. They got erased from my phone forever. Thank you, Mom. Download the SeatGeek app and use the promo code PAT today.
Now, SeatGeek, not only an incredible app company, but came through in the clutch for old Dave this weekend.
Big time, right?
Yeah, they got us. They paid for the plane.
That's amazing.
What you wanted to do, Dave owns horses. Now, how long have you been in that game?
So I've always loved horses. My dad used to take me like when I was a kid to the local. So since I was like 10 years old.
Oh, so you know the workings of horse. Like you
yeah.
understand horse racing.
Yeah. I'm oddly bad at the handicapping, like even still doing that. But yeah, I've been like going to horse races forever. Like I went so I started locally and then I go to Saratoga, which is my favorite place basically in the world in New York. My dad all through like end of middle school, all the way through high school, we do like father-son trips. So I've always been a horse racing guy.
And now when did you start owning horses? Recently?
Probably 3 or 4 years ago. This dude I met at Saratoga, young guy, Barstool fan, super sharp, and his family's in the horse business. So he's like, hey, if you want to get involved, like I can give you small shares and things like that. So that's when I did it.
How many horses do you think altogether?
Have I ever owned?
Yeah.
I don't know, I've had probably 10 at once. But horse racing's like weird. It's hard to
it's like
describe.
25% of the horse. He said.
That's what I have, yeah. Because most people, unless you're like a sheik or a Dubai or something like that,
Yeah.
they have to do partners. Like we were saying, I'm poor person rich. Like I have more money than I ever dreamed I'd have doing this, and like I'm psyched and it's gone crazy. But in certain places like horse racing, I'm slumming.
NFL locker room. Same
Correct.
thing.
Yes.
Yeah, the same exact thing.
So yeah, it's good. And, I mean, people are buying horses that you can buy a horse that's never raced for $1 million to $5 million. I mean, they're insane. So,
by the way, very inspirational being around those people. It's like motivating.
I bought a thoroughbred for $500 once.
Yeah, so you knew it.
It retired, and my fiance at the time was really into dressage, and I guess those are good dressage horses. $500, but then I had to bring it in from out of state. Turns out that's like $5,000 to haul the thing in.
What is it? What is just
Horse dancing.
That's the horse dance.
Yeah.
Olympics.
Fancy horse dance you see in the Olympics.
Little trot.
prancy
Little trotty
thingy.
trot.
Like figure eights and shit.
Huh?
Yeah.
What?
High stepping.
But horses are cool. I'm kind of infatuated with the whole owning a horse racing industry because it seems like there's such an underbelly to it.
It's super underbelly.
Right? Like,
I mean, it's super, like, the guts of it's like a dirty business.
yeah.
How? I want to hear that.
Italians.
I mean,
Because the Italians, we got two Italians in
the
here right now. They always try to.
I don't think they have much to do with it. But
The Italians?
I don't think so.
What happened? What?
It's just it's like I mean, have you seen the way the horses necessarily are treated and like the workers? It's like all like fucking. I don't even know if I think they're probably immigrants like that work in the farms, the stables. Sure. But the glorious side of horse racing is the races like people see on TV.
Yeah, which is awesome.
Right. Now, but those are the aberration. a guy like me, even who's on maybe the higher end, I'm still racing in generally like bad races. And the lifestyle, the real grind of horse racing, and this will put people to sleep, but they're claiming races. So at any point, that's why you lose your horses. If my horse enters a race, say it's a $20,000 race, anybody can basically be like, I'm taking your horse. You just pay $20,000 before the race starts. The horse is yours after it's done. Because horse racing, essentially, every time you win, you move up in class. It's like playing any sport. Eventually, you max out. It's like, oh, I was only good as high school. So then to keep these horses running, it's like they do this claiming thing. So if you're a trainer, let's say you enter a $20,000 race, right? And there's one trainer who's like, I'm better than you. I know if I claim this horse for 20, I can run him back and win for 24,000. And that's
If you could just claim people's horses?
Yeah, and
at
that's
any
the nuts
time?
and bolts. People grinding out little wins like that. Like claim him for 20, race him for 23 and win. That's the majority of it. It's a freaking grind.
Wow, I had no idea you could just fucking pluck somebody else's horse.
It's the
For that race, right?
It's a type of race. So now, like, Secretariat is never entering one of those. The top races you see on TV aren't like that, but that's like stakes races and these derbies. It's like 5% of actual races that take place.
How did you now the horse Gianna's Dream?
Yep.
Just won on Sunday.
Correct.
That race is what a regular ass race, or is that a claim race?
No, that one was a stake. No one could take her.
Okay, got you.
Yep.
And you dressed up, purple suit.
Straight
Za
purple.
had on a bow tie. I mean, Frankie was all dressed up. You guys went to Oklahoma, middle of nowhere.
Yep.
And all you wanted was the winner's circle photo.
Yeah, winner's circle. That's the dream. I wrote that blog about it. So my horses aren't, it's like buying a lottery ticket. Sure, you could buy a Kentucky Derby horse, just like you can win the lottery if you buy a ticket.
By the way, can't win if you don't play. So
That's also true.
Yep.
But I was not doing horse racing in general. Like the ownerships, you're not making money. It's like there's more money being put in than coming out. That's the nature of it. So mine was just, I love horses. I gamble anyways, but I want that picture, like the picture with the horse in the winner's circle.
And you got that
I got
on
it.
Sunday.
Got it.
Nice.
And then you got your Mark Cuban moment with the trophy, the hardware, which you didn't even know you were going to get flying to Indianapolis.
Nice surprise.
Good
It
day.
looks like a charity golf tournament trophy.
It does. It very much. How are you a good golfer?
Not really. Lucky to break 100.
Bad golfer.
Yeah.
You ever do that?
Most golfers are bad. I think most
yes.
people, you'll be like, if you can break 100, you're okay.
Really?
Yeah.
I think in the 80s, I think.
80s is good.
Well,
Yeah, 80s is really
There's
good.
a lot
Wait,
of.
you guys might is like Tin Cup in this room? Everyone's like, crazy. 80
No.
80 is
80 is
okay.
really-
No, because I'll score 90s. I will absolutely do that. But Indiana is a very golfing. There's a lot of golf courses out here. There are a lot of golfing out here.
No,
I don't have enough time. I don't golf much.
I know. Yeah, but you've said that. I don't think you can keep saying that about all sports. Basketball, now golf. I give you basketball. I don't think we can say because you guys have golf courses.
No,
I
it's
think
flat.
it's just people here. It's real flat, so it's good
It's-
for golf courses, and plus people here have a little more time on their hands than if East Coast people are busy. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? It's fast paced. Here, you guys get off.
There's
work at 4.
farms that just have like a course in the backyard.
That's
It's just
true.
Like, here's
There's a lot of golf going on.
Is
Like
there-
out here, just a lot of golf.
Is there any facts to anything you guys like? Do we know that the state has more
We
golf?
should
No,
Google
it's-
it.
No, we have no idea.
I
But
was going to say that.
Let's just say we're 5th in the country.
Yeah.
and just call it that.
yeah,
Pat starts talking about skiing, then you know he's bullshit.
Indiana's very flat though. Like in Pittsburgh, where we grew up,
but there's a
golf,
fuck ton of golf courses.
there's a lot of. I don't think.
I've seen more there than here.
I'm so curious on this golf course per state stat.
Like it's got to be per
That has to
capita,
be
though,
out there,
It
right?
has to be somewhere. But in Pittsburgh, when you golf, you're like aiming at a tree because it's down a hill there. You hit the third green tree from the left there, and it'll roll down to the right. You have no fucking idea where you're hitting.
Your second shot is pretty much always blind.
You have no idea where the fuck you're hitting. You're just hitting it into dark. In Indiana, everything's so flat. You can see the hole the entire. It's a very much different game.
A lot of link style courses.
Yeah, it's a very different game.
Who's the best golfer in this office?
Pat?
I play pretty
I
good.
think we got Evan. back
Evan
there
said
is
he's
really
pretty
good.
good.
Yeah, he
Evan
said
Fox
that.
said
Okay, so what do you? All right, what do you shoot regularly? then?
it
I'm
depends.
curious.
It really depends on who knows. It has no. I could shoot anywhere from like mid 70s to 100.
Okay.
It just depends on. I don't play much.
Yeah.
not a lot of time. Do you ever play in
hear
one of them celebrity
Played in Kyle Rudolph's
basketball or golf?
golf. Oh, I thought you were saying golf.
Well, I was going to pivot to basketball, but how'd you do in the celebrity golf thing?
Poor,
Bad.
real bad.
Got drunk. You
No,
drink?
I-
Do you drink a lot?
Not like you drink. I mean, I drink.
What is your go-to choice? You go vodka?
Yeah. I my favorite drink's actually wine. I'm wine, beer, and then I'll do like pussy drinks. Like now I'm so nervous about this Midwest fucking don't like bacon, I'm a pussy thing, but I drink like vodka sodas, so there goes pussy again.
Diggs drinks it too. I think that's a good
Do people
drink.
call you pussy for it?
No.
No.
Good.
That's a good
I'm
solid
getting called a fucking pussy
Because you said
not eating
you
bacon.
didn't like bacon.
No, I said it was too bacony.
That sounds like for some people that is a soft-sounding thing.
Of all the things I've been attacked for. I've been attacked for a lot of
No,
shit.
that Dateline interview. Let's talk about that because whenever after you and I chatted about me joining Barstool, I wanted to do more research on the whole thing, and I was excited because I was a fan. I've kept up. I enjoyed it. I wasn't like a diehard everyday reading a blog thing, but anything that popped up, I paid attention to, and I liked it. And I started doing some more research, and my dad even started doing some research. And my dad goes, "You see that Dateline interview Dave did?" I go, "Yeah." He goes, "Man, he just kept it pretty fucking real." I'm referencing you did a blackout tour, right? Which is you were selling tickets for clubs for a party, basically. It was just like a rave you were hosting.
We're early to the EDM days. It was like an EDM concert.
Yeah, you were hosting these at college towns or whatever. And Dateline came in and said that you were
promoting rape and like rape culture and shit like that.
Yeah, which these parties happen now literally every weekend. Every single college. This is now a very common thing. You were one of the first people to do these types of parties.
Right.
And Dateline wanted to tear you up.
Yeah, they did.
And they came into, you were working in your basement?
Yep. No, that wasn't the basement. That was our Milton office. That shows you what we worked in. Far cry from these headquarters, these digs. But we had in Milton, we had an old doctor's office. It was like we had there were tiny little cubes with like a million little weird faucets. That's where we worked. But yeah, that was shot in our office.
So they come in, they start asking you questions. And what was the moment? What was the big one? I forget the exact question she said. And I forget.
So the number one controversy I personally have been in with Barstool, we've been in a bunch, one or two. Brady's kid's dick or the other.
Well, and you got banned from the Super Bowl. I mean, you've been banned Hitler chants at.
Yeah, that wasn't a big controversy. Most people are on our side. The Brady thing, a lot of people weren't. And then this other thing's blown out of proportion. But early days of Barstool, I wrote, and there was like this. I'm so trained with this. People clip this and use it against me. That's how crazy people are with this. And we blogged everything. There was an Australian court case where the judge found the defendant innocent, and his exact reason was she was wearing size 6 skinny jeans. Those are too skinny to take off without consent. Like a girl wearing that size. That was the literal.
The judge said this.
The judge.
Okay. In Australia, judge says
he's trying to apply some science to it. I mean,
he was saying the girl
physically they're hard to get off.
Correct.
Right.
So that was literally it. I wrote what a lot of people would say isn't a poor taste joke, which to this day, I mean, I know I wrote. I kind of thought it was funny, and I used like something I'd say. Long story short, I said, forget about like whether guilty, innocent. If you're a size 6, if you're a size 6 and you wear skinny jeans, you kind of deserve to be raped anyways. That was the
yikes. In Dateline.
Then the blackout. I wrote this in 2006. This became a story in 2010.
It's sensationalizing though an existing decision that took place in a court of law.
Right.
Yeah, you're trying to mock,
mocking the judge. Yeah.
Which I've done a lot. So we moved forward 4 years. We're doing the blackout tour. Girls don't like us. They don't like the girls dressed up scantily. Somebody organized, there's a video of this actually, a full-blown protest against me personally. We had like 500 girls at Northeastern University screaming into McAfee saying, knock out Barstool. And I showed up to it. Like it was before our blackout tour. It's
you decided to go.
Yes, and they're slapping away Paul, his camera. They're screaming at me. I tried to get on stage and take the megaphone. Like, let me talk. I was basically gonna be like, there's nobody who is like more pro women and like anti-violence, anti-rape than me. Like it's let me talk and explain myself. They won't do it. They screamed at me. That's when Inside Edition swooped in. Because this protest against me, it was...
so it wasn't Dateline, it was Inside Edition.
Lisa Guerrero, the old like weather girl from... Mm-hmm. I walked into the room, and the camera guy, I don't know if he knew who it was or like Barstool, he said after the thing, he said, Post-interview, he pulled me aside. He said, I could tell by the way the cameras were set up in the room that they were going to come at you, like an old trick. Like you can tell how they set the room up.
Really?
So I sat down, and it was in a fucking attack interview. They attacked me. This woman attacked me for an hour straight. They probably aired 2 minutes.
She did her research, though. Everything
Sort
you've
of.
ever said, but everything you've ever said.
But that brings up to like the perfect the moment that they showed is she read the size 6 you deserve to be raped. She just read the sentence. Didn't say where it was from, the blog. Just pulled out if you wear size.
This is fake news.
You're right.
This is fake. This is what fake news does now.
You're right. So they read that to me, and she said, do you not realize like how offensive that is? And I looked at her, and this was they kind of pulled it because I had already said it as a joke, and I looked at her, and I said, obviously, I don't. And that was...
and what a moment.
That was... It made me look like I sort of condone rape the way they cut it up, but it was in the entire interview, like I was screaming at her to read the whole blog, but they just cut it out because she said, I'm like, and I right away, like, do you know the context of that? And I knew she didn't. She's like, do you think this is offensive? I said, do you know the context of how that was
Because
written?
that was 4 years ago. She would some person working for her found that quote, sent it to her. She honestly had no idea that an Australian judge did that. She took it out of context and tried to flip
She
you on
had
your head.
one mission. She was given one mission.
Yeah. She was
this
told
guy
to
look
go make
like
you
a-
look bad.
Yeah. And then our people love it. It's one of the all-time... Like
Yeah,
I
you
think
were
it made
wearing
me,
a purple basketball jersey. What was you were wearing?
The tank top was incredible.
Yeah, it was like a basketball
Incredible.
jersey. Like,
So that was my armor at the time. That was a purple. That was like my purple starfish. So this is an old. I don't want to go too long, but one time, but this is before we had money. But I was blogging every day, needed content. I was going on vacation. I walked into a bathing suit store, picked out a bathing suit that had purple starfish on it, brought it to the register. It was $400. It turned out it was Vabilicran. It's like a super high end brand of bathing suits I'd never heard of. I didn't care that I had no money. It's like I was not going to suck that up and like put it back and be like, I can't fucking afford this. So I just bought the bathing suit out of like sheer principle, probably turned yellow. And then I blogged the story. And I was like, I'm not going to be fucking intimidated by this person. People started asking for purple starfish merchandise. So we created an entire, this is a Jake Paul move. We had an entire purple starfish
every day,
line.
bro.
Yeah, every day, bro. Somebody would then, like a year later, after we were selling the purple starfish based on this blog, they said, if we enter an intramural basketball tournament, will you give us shirts? I said, if I can design the uniforms, I'll buy you the shirts. The team forfeited. They never entered the tournament. So I got stuck with these starfish pennies. I had like 1 through maybe 20, and we put them on eBay, and they're selling for like thousands of dollars each. Like people were getting in bidding wars
That's
for
awesome.
the individual. That was the original. So I kept one for myself. And that's like whenever I knew somebody was coming at me, I like threw it on. It's like, and that's how our crowd knew, like, oh, fighting Dave's
it was
here.
you and your team.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right. Because even when I do interviews now, it doesn't happen as much. Some people were like legitimately interested in Barstool, what we're doing, and I'd give real answers. Other ones, it's like, I know you're becoming part of like our show now. And that's kind of like the purple starfish. It's almost like a tip, like Dave's, like El Presidente just showed up.
This is in character.
Right.
Dave right now is turning this into
Right.
content.
Correct.
This interview for Inside Edition is 1,000% content for Dave Portnoy.
Right. And that's how I treat all interviews. You've heard, I think we've been talking about different times, like, should we sabotage this person or like, do you play it straight? I forget who we were talking about. Somebody invited us for, it was
Rappaport.
No, it's the
True?
pizza review with Bob Kraft.
Oh, yes.
That's
yes.
exactly what it was. Or somebody who was inviting us to do something with them, and they didn't want me to ask about Goodell, right? Or like can't talk about Goodell.
Oh,
Put him-
serious, right? No.
Yeah, like
I think it was serious. I think it was around Super Bowl time. It was serious because you were banned from the Super Bowl.
So whatever it is, and that's when you get invited to like an interview, that's nice. You don't want to be like an asshole, but other people, it's like showtime.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's what happens when you're a top-rated website. Everybody knows that Barstool Sports is a top-rated website, but did you know that Bluehost is a top-rated website provider powering...
Yeah, Listen, Todd preys on people, Dave. That's what that
He's
is.
a predator.
He's just a predator.
Love it.
He's an ad predator. Cash cow.
But let's be
go.
honest, Dave is wearing some really tight pants right now, so
I wear short
it's his fault. Powering over 2 million websites. Whether you're a blogger or a small business owner, Bluehost has everything you need to build the website you've always wanted. Bluehost is the best tool to build, host, and manage your personal or small business website. Bluehost gives you the freedom to design your website your way without being limited by templates. Everybody hates templates. Bluehost makes hosting your website stress-free so you can get back to what matters most, making money. Simple enough for beginners and powerful enough for even the most advanced users. Ultimate flexibility and control with fully customizable templates and third-party app support. True reliability and a 99.9% uptime guarantee and automated updates. Maximum security, including malware monitoring, all that good stuff to protect you and keeps you safe. 24/7 tech support, online resources, so much more. Bluehost is the top recommended WordPress host on WordPress.org since 2005. The offer is, the Pat McAfee Show listeners save 50% when you sign up at bluehost.com/America. That's bluehost.com/America for 50% off. Sign up.
Big thank you to Bluehost. Awesome company.
I think I'm slightly high, by the way.
From what,
awesome.
man? Mr. Puff.
Yeah. What'd you say, like B5? Is that what you call
Yeah,
it?
B12.
B12.
Yeah, vitamin B12.
V-smoke.
Yeah, just a good little time. How should I blog more, you think?
I got to teach you how to blog.
Would you want me to blog, though?
I almost leave what I've said to you. Your brand is like super unique to you. So how you think the best way, I mean, I just say if you think it helps, connect us to you.
Got you. It's been interesting. It's been a lot of fun, this whole, because podcasting is such a new technology, and you even admitted that you guys just got behind it. And the Barstool faithful helped us out immensely. Like the Barstool crowd, you guys getting behind it helped us out and really carried us through a lot of times where we didn't do anything. And I think the Tailgate Show is helping out even more with linking
and that's
us.
why I wanted to come out here as well.
Yeah.
And I've even said it because we had the conversation. Sales is, I mean, I had the background there. It's a pain in the ass and sometimes slower than everybody wants it to be. But connect our guys. And I said this, I forget who I said it to yesterday. I may have been talking to Frankie. Like, I'm not sure if we didn't meet at the Super Bowl, like, I'd really know who you were. I'd know you were like a punter in the NFL.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't connect. I wouldn't be like he's selling out 6,000 person, comedy shows. And I wouldn't, like, he can't walk down the street and it's the second, like, Colts jersey. Like, that would never occur to me. It doesn't occur to me if it's happening with any other special teams player. I feel like for the NFL, for the most part, I know like who the guys are, even in the cities. Like I know like the Kansas City, like the tight end, like
Travis Kelce.
Yeah, like Kelsey's a star. Like I feel like most people who follow football know that. I wanted to connect that. I think you're a super rare case in that regard because your personality kind of trumped like the on-field stuff. If that makes any sense.
Yeah, I'm. A lot of people have described me, and I've even said it as I might be the biggest local celebrity on earth. And I'm saying that with 100% serious. And it's because I'm friends with everybody in Indiana. It's not because I'm like a star. It's because everybody views me as like a friend, which is I love. That's why I love Indiana, because people are so nice and so friendly. But there was a while there, I leave Indiana. I go back to Pittsburgh, born and raised. Nobody had a fucking clue who I was. I'd be going out. Nobody had any idea. But in Indiana, it wouldn't happen that way.
I said that the other day, the same thing. Like the most popular person in like a specific, like obviously, like for that genre, like obviously Derek Jeter fucking is
is superstar.
Right, we're talking for what you do. I've equated it, and again, it may not be apples to apples because the Colts. This isn't a shot at the Colts, but I've equated it as if the Patriots, to people back when I'm talking, like, you got to understand this is how Pat is in Indianapolis. Like, we have Brady, who's clearly the guy, but then he's like a Gronk going out. Like, that's what it is. And that registers. People like, Gronk can't move. You get that. So it is cool. But it is, in a way, the good marriage because Gronk, for example, or somebody like that, he doesn't need anybody. Like, everyone fucking knows who Gronk is. Gronk can't walk anywhere.
For me, I needed a national push, though.
And that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
And it's been great for us in the Midwest. And then everybody knows who you are now.
Yeah.
So you'd be just as, if you come now back to like our neck of the woods, which you occasionally do, everyone there, it would be 100%.
Yeah, I got recognized in New York City. That was a pretty cool thing. That was a very cool moment in my life. I had like 5 people come up and be like, "Hey, can we take a picture with you?" I'm like, "Man, this is New York City. Like, this is a pretty cool thing."
We had probably 10 people yesterday at Oklahoma. It's like wild.
That's so awesome.
Yeah, and we talked about it. It's like, how crazy is it? Like, we're in Oklahoma City right now, and people are like, Prez, can we get a picture? It's wild.
And it's because our fan bases, Barstool and mine, it's like a friend thing. It's like I got no national push, so my followers feel like they've been there since jump.
Right.
Like, hey, we're in this together. Like, basically anything you retire and go to Barstool, like, all right, we think it's a bad decision, but we're coming with you.
Right.
Like, you know what I mean? It's been like that, and that's how the Barstool
Yeah,
followers
it's reverse. If we give you the stamp of approval, you have to fuck up pretty bad for them to be like, oh, this what the fuck's going on here?
Yeah, absolutely. And that brings me back to it's every day, bro. Jake Paul, I think, has done that better than any human on earth, and I just learned about him on Saturday.
I tell you went from a Jake Paul hater
I
to
don't-
a Jake Pauler in the span of like 4 hours.
Do not have my name linked with Jake Paul hater.
I know.
Please do not. I just thought I only saw one interview. I judged him from one interview, and he was tough to handle.
Let's say skeptical.
I was there, skeptical.
Fair.
But then I see it's Everyday Bro rap song with 125 million views, and I'm like, this guy runs the fucking internet.
And in a different way from what we're doing, like, I'm going to go get a fucking huge house in California.
See ya.
And I'm going to bring all younger versions of me. That's what he's doing. That's Team 10. It's like he finds now all the stars. He's making them, it's like fucking Silicon Valley. He's making them live in.
What are those houses called?
Fucking
Incubators.
brothels.
Incubators.
This is like we should start trying
That's
to,
what he's doing, though. He's incubating like these Vine cast outs. He said he wanted to be a billionaire in the New York Times. He may.
it might happen.
Like 120. We can put all our fucking brains together. Every ounce, every podcast, everything we have. We can't even fucking sneeze at
120. That's one video.
Yeah.
That was it. There was
I
another
know.
video that had another 20 million right below it, like right below it. I'm like, this fucking guy.
Yeah.
And you have to pay attention to that.
You
have to pay
I told
attention.
you we were at dinner with Chern and they were in town, and it was the day I wrote I'm a Jake Paul guy, and it is more like I wouldn't fuck with him and Howard Stern. That's what I said. It's like those people, because not only
He said that with a straight ass face,
know.
and I was like, this is before I saw the fucking numbers. He was like, 2 people, I'm never crossed. This is Dave Portnoy, who went on Inside Edition and said, obviously not, lady, right? Like wearing a tank top. Goes, 2 people I'm never crossing, Howard Stern, Jake Paul. And I'm like, what? And he's like, monster. And then, and then he tells this story.
Right, and we were at dinner with like Chern, who's super smart, super into digital, and it was the day I wrote I wouldn't fuck with Jake Paul, and like Dan and Kevin, they're busting my balls, and the Churning guy overheard it. He's like, who you guys talking about? They're like, Jake Paul. He's like, oh, don't fuck with Jake Paul.
He's a monster.
It's that 2 first names thing. It's like a leg up right away.
It's
Yeah.
Everyday Bro is his thing, and it never stops.
I didn't even know they had Vine stars. That's how late I was on Vine. Like,
Me too.
I found out way after the fact there were like superstars on that thing.
People were like really hustling 6-second videos and turning themselves into superstars. It's
crazy.
And Jake Paul cucked Vine, I guess. They didn't come to an agreement because Vine needed these influencers. They didn't come to an agreement. They didn't think they needed Jake Paul. Jake Paul said, sounds good. I'm going to YouTube. Goes to YouTube, has fucking like 10 million followers or subscribers or something like that. And Vine goes out of business.
He's got an incredible merch business. He got chirped by us, and somehow, not me, obviously, but before we were talking about him, and like people call him Jake the Snake because he had that video when the one with the news.
Yes, where he jumped on the, yeah.
And everybody's like, Jake the Snake, and he did an interview. He goes, you know what I think about Jake the Snake? I'm going to turn that into a t-shirt.
And he sold, and he just sold a shit ton of shirts.
No
from it.
respect for the real Jake the Snake.
Well, I'll tell you what, Jake the Snake is an incredible wrestler back in the day. Turned his life around thanks to Diamond Dallas Page, guest of the Pat McAfee show. But nothing can touch Jake Paul. Everything is merch. 125 million views on YouTube. He's making a ridiculous amount of money just from that.
Yeah,
Fuck
totally.
everything else. Fuck the merch business. Fuck the songs being
Yep.
sold. Fuck everything. He's making money.
And the reason I said the 2 people I went across were Stern and him, they're not only huge, they're like kind of like us. They're like vindictive. Like, oh, you're going to put your people on me? I'm going to burn your house down. Like, that's literally, like, Stern is notorious for that, which I love, but like, he will pick like petty fights and ruin you because he's got the following that will listen. I mean, it's sort of like us, and when people say that, except they'll specifically sick people on.
Oh, John Oliver does too. Last week tonight, he does as well. He specifically targets people and has them go after him. And I think people are starting to realize that that's not a good idea to do because it's out of control. But if somebody chirps and then we respond and then our fans are more active than yours, like I don't know what the fuck you want me to do. But like if you're going to call me a sexist as a local Indy Star reporter did, and I laugh at you, and then my followers tell you to play in traffic, like don't play victim
Right.
there. You know, like
Drives me nuts.
That's not possible.
That's not a company-wide view held by Barstool either. Like, I'm on your side. There's people with rational, like I know, like Big Cat would prefer. Don't.
I'm
let
doing
him
that
get-
now, though.
yeah.
By the way, I am just staying out of things.
Oh, see, I can't. I can't.
I honestly that thing that happened with the Indy Star and me, I was like actually upset about it. I'm like, man, I am sick of this is happening. I wish I just never got into it. So I think I'm going to stay out of it.
It's tough. And some people, it's weird, even with Barstool, because business-wise, it's like, what do you look at? Like, business-wise, it can piss off advertisers sometimes. It lets people who don't like us, it gives them a little ammunition. The flip side is our readers, our followers, I think, love it. They're like, this is why I fucking am with these guys. So it's a tough one.
That's what they love it. And that's why they're going.
Because there's less and less people doing that.
Well, because it's like this is our team. It's again like our fans are like our team. We're in this together. Like somebody comes after you, they come after all of us.
And the right thing to do is not to respond and not do it.
Boy, it's hard though, man. Like I'm trying not to do it, but there's some people that send me shit and I just look at it for like 5 minutes and I'm just like,
but that's why the fans like it. Most people would let their smart side or just be like, let it go. It won't bother you. For basically however long I personally ran it, I never, like, everything bothered me and I responded publicly and like probably too much. But that's why people loved it. So it's tough to have it both ways.
hey, football fans, listen up, guys. All right? Close your eyes for a second. Open those ears. If you love fantasy football, then you need to be playing on Draft. No salary caps, play in a real live snake draft, just like you play with your friends in a season-long league, but be done in under 5 minutes. Here's how it works. Their drafts last just for 1 week, and there's no management. Just set it and forget it.
Nice.
You like that? I like that one. Once you're done drafting, that's it. No trades, no waivers. Draft even takes care of last-minute injuries for you. Drafts start every couple minutes, so you can join one right now. And then right now. And then right now. You can join one right now. And the best part, play for cold, hard cash. Drafts start from just $1, so there's literally a draft for everyone. For a limited time only, all new players get a free entry into a real money draft when you make your first deposit. But you have to use the promo code BOOMSTICK. That's right. Play a real money game for free by just using the promo code BOOMSTICK. Just search Draft in your app store and go to playdraft.com and come play for free right now with promo code BOOMSTICK. My penis is called the tap stick.
And your leg is the boomstick.
And my leg is the boomstick. That's the promo code. Use promo code boomstick. Big thank you to playdraft.com. Draft, that's awesome. Draft in under 5 minutes. Dave, we do a thing on the show called Final Thoughts.
Mm-hmm.
I'll have you go last. But I'd like
so I can think of my final
Yeah,
thoughts.
I would like you to really just think of a nice final thought for the day.
Final
Thanks
thought.
for joining us out here in Indianapolis.
Glad to do it.
I'm excited for your first pizza review here because, I mean, there's some...
You seem very confident in it.
I do. I like this pizza. I mean, I eat...
Are you going to have them order it the way you always order it?
No, because it's just cheese pizza only. So that's the issue.
Oh,
I've never had this pizza like that because I'm a pepperoni guy, you know, and I would
Sounds
even...
like a lot of early excuses.
I don't know.
Pre-crime excuses.
I don't know how, like, just cheese pizza is your go-to.
Well, I mean, if I'm not doing the thing, but you can't. I mean, you need a control.
It's a level playing field.
well, isn't pepperoni a control though? Because
Then they'd all be pepperoni, right?
That's what I'm saying.
Oh yeah. Well, no. I mean, I'd prefer cheese over that.
Really?
Yeah.
Too bacon.
Now I'm gonna be like a pussy. Like, oh, this guy doesn't like pepperoni pizza.
That's what I just said. Pussy. Too bacony, huh?
Yeah.
Is that it? At Tactical Digs, final thoughts.
I had to repay Nick for his final thought the other day.
What did he say the other day?
Something about a fucking car that has a hot tub in it. Blah,
Oh,
blah, blah.
yeah, for you. Dave, you don't know this, but Diggs here at Tactical Digs every day, Monday through Thursday, does quick hits with Diggs. He did anal in a public hot tub, and the party stopped.
At a daytime party where there's a lot of people hanging out.
Yeah, it just stopped. Anyways, at Tactical Digs.
Like a boss.
He actually told me that, but he didn't say the anal part.
Yeah, because that is not true. Well,
He
none
was
of
wearing
it's
your
true.
coat,
None
too,
of it's
while he
true.
did it.
What?
In the pool?
Yeah.
I don't know what that means.
Which coat?
The coat from Vegas.
I don't even want to fucking...
Yikes, look at that. He was wearing your
Dave
robe jacket.
always says, it's first, every time I fucking see him, he goes, oh, I left my fucking clothes in the car so you couldn't steal these ones.
Literally,
want to
the
get it
first
off,
thing
off the fucking chest.
It's the
you
instant
left
thing I
You
said.
left your coat in Vegas.
Yeah, no, I did, and you're like, yo, I have your coat. I'll bring it back. And then
I did.
I saw you at the bar. You're just wearing it.
Yeah, well, I can explain that. We took a trip to New York City, and it was cold as fuck, and I had nothing. I was like, fuck it, I'm wearing Dave's coat.
And FY, I don't think it was like, oh, here you go. It's like, yo, can I have my coat back? It's like you were wearing it.
You had to ask.
Yeah, right. It was like, oh, here he's
Because it was still cold. I was planning
Yeah,
on giving it to you the
right.
next day.
Anyways, so Tango Dick's final thoughts.
Anyways, today is Will Smith's birthday.
Happy
So-
what?
Yesterday.
Well,
Was it?
oh fuck, I forget we recorded in the
loser.
future. Yesterday is Will Smith's birthday.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
You know what that means? That means one thing and one thing only. Happy birthday to Will Smith.
Who cares?
I mean, he's awesome. It's just his kids are so fucked.
See?
I don't think he's that awesome.
We agree with you. We love Will, though. Big Will.
Someone sent us a poster today
Of Will Smith.
of Will Smith.
This guy right here hates Will Smith more than
hate
any
him,
human on
man.
earth. Right there. That guy. Right there.
Hate him. I hate him.
Hates him. Walked out of the studio the other day.
Why?
He's so corny. I don't
You
think
didn't
he's a
like-
good actor. I
you
think
didn't
he's just
like
like
Fresh Prince?
charismatic.
You didn't think like Freshman's?
It was all right. Like I grew up and I watched it when I was a kid. But like the movies after that, I was like, this is too much. It's too much in your face all the time.
$800 million movie straight. Will Smith, and he says bad.
I mean, it's easy for a lot of bad movies to make money. That happens all the time.
I'm trying to think what movie.
Men in Black.
I don't think that was great.
What?
I didn't love Men in Black.
Wow.
What's the movie though where he's like framed? That was pretty good.
Oh,
You made a Tin Cup reference earlier.
There's the poster.
There was actually an article today, 5 movies that he should have or could have been considered best actor for.
Yeah, let me hear him.
Men in Black,
Bang.
Ali,
Yeah. Okay.
Ali, great
Pursuit
movie.
of Happiness, I Am
Made me
Legend,
cry.
I Am Legend, and 7 Pounds.
All those movies are great.
Great.
Everything Will Smith does is wonderful.
Yikes.
Happy birthday to Will Smith. I'm happy you're on the earth. His son, though, be okay if we lost him. I think.
The Karate Kid.
Yeah, he's just shoving his kids
He's
down
so-
everyone's throat now, too. Like,
Yeah, but that's a good idea.
His
Business
kids
wise.
are fucking insane.
Yeah,
Insane.
insane.
Like there's fake insane, real insane. They're fucking insane.
What did he do at the
Actual
latest
insane.
They're
award
just very
show?
they,
woke.
they grew up
Did
in
he-
his little fantasy land.
Did he carry his hair at the last award show?
Yeah.
Is that what it was?
Yeah, that I kind of like. That I liked. It's like when Gaga would like dress in the egg. If like, you know, I kind of like that.
Listen, he's trying to.
He's like kind of a Scientologist, kind of not. Like he can't commit. I don't know. I don't like anything
So Will
about him.
Smith
I think
has
he's really
seen
fake.
things that you've never seen before. Will Smith has been around the world. Yeah. At Nick Morado, final thoughts?
It's pretty surreal when Dave's here. I always have flashbacks to when I'm sitting in my cube watching like Barstool Idol on Facebook and things like that. And then the moment that really hit was like your retirement ceremony on Comedy Central. I remember like laying in bed watching that and being like, wow, this is pretty awesome. This is like one of my best friends growing up meeting like my favorite thing in the world, Barstool, coming together. And it's just it's been a wild ride so far.
Aw, Dave, how do you feel about
I
that?
almost cried. Very, very touching.
It is cool, though. That's the loyalty, though, of your fan base. Man.
Yeah,
That's
and it's
a
the
really-
reverse. We have the reverse moments. It's like when we're signed Pat. It's like, fuck, I was sitting, like, doing this out of my fucking house for how long? All of it, to be honest. It's like The Office. I do that. We have those moments all the time. It's like, I can't fucking believe like we're here, really. It's crazy.
Yeah. At Sean Latham, final thoughts?
Mine's not as touching. I just wanted to thank the porn sites out there for giving legitimate percentage, like how well the percentage on there, the 1 to 100
grade.
Yeah, the grade. Like I want to say that I really kind of extend the respect for the porn industry for keeping that real because it saves you time. If a video has a 90 or higher, get ready. It's go time. If the video's a 60 or under, don't fucking hit play.
No.
That's just a couple of hoes chit-chatting for 20 minutes fully clothed, and you don't need that in your life.
I agree.
I respect. I just want to say.
So you're all about like the Rotten Tomatoes rating.
Yeah,
on
and
Pornhub.
exactly.
If it's a low rating, though, I will click on it just to see why it got such a low rating.
Oh, you're doing research on that.
Well, yeah,
Let me
because I was
investigate.
almost like, whoa, I feel like they're all high unless it's so bad. Like, you can't even
I want to know what the
differentiate.
fuck is on there that it got such a low
Under
rating.
90, there's shitty ones on there. Under 90.
Hey, what was the porn I was in? What was the...
It was somebody sent it.
Was it a 90% of that?
Yeah,
It was the amateur. It was like someone was getting a blowjob, and then in the background's like, and here comes Pat McAfee. He's in the game. It's Al Michaels.
We went into Iowa. We were in Iowa City. We were in Iowa City, and Dave, we're just sitting there casually.
It is Al Michaels.
We're just sitting there casually, and Dave looks at me and goes, oh, yeah, I saw this porn the other day, and the guy was getting his dick sucked, and then in the background, your name was said on TV. And I was like,
You're like, get me that
did you
video.
send me that video? I want to be maybe I'm a part of a great situation. Good for him. At Todd McComas, final thoughts.
Because I'm kind of infatuated with horse racing and that whole scene. I think I would want to make a movie, or somebody make a movie of a bunch of retired jockeys that like get together and pull a heist.
I don't hate that.
Like in Ocean's 11, but all
everybody
retired
needs
jockeys.
a grease guy. Yeah. Everybody needs a grease guy. You need that guy.
Yeah, and they could. I feel
Can
like
they escape on horseback?
Well, I feel like they could navigate small spaces. You know, small. They could get in easy to
What's
places.
the Chinese guy in Ocean's 11?
Yeah.
Oh, good luck
Juan?
with that.
Yen.
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 The amazing Yen.
Yen.
Yeah.
I thought you were looking
I
for
was
his
right.
real
I
name.
just tossed out an Asian.
Plus, I think they're pretty tough people. Like horse racing.
Oh, my God.
It's not easy. They're little badasses.
It's like
you
one of the
know?
most dangerous.
They
things
starve
you can do.
themselves constantly. They're bulimic. It's a rough life, but I think, if they got together, they don't make any money, so they get together to get the big payoff. They're like, fuck this. We've been busting our ass forever, starving ourselves, not making any money. Let's hit this bank. That would be a good movie.
They should rob the house, right, that they're working for. They should rob the owner. I think that makes them
a rich horse owner.
Yeah, like Dave. Like
they hit Dave's house.
Yeah.
Take his
Clarify.
safe.
Head up to
Rich for
Nantucket.
that. Yeah.
a fake.
I actually don't
Take
hate
off on
that.
horseback.
I like that script.
We should-
Yeah,
we
because
should
you make them the hero and the horse owner the villain, and then everybody will like that. Everybody likes a good hero villain thing. Peter Pan.
Yeah.
Peter Pan.
Classic.
At the Jeff Ibbert, final thoughts. Steal from the rich, give to the poor.
Yeah.
I just-
That
Brown.
was Robin Hood, but
Yeah, same thing. Peter Pan.
I just want to remind everyone there are 36 days until Halloween.
yeah, you fucking dick.
No, I'm going to do the same thing. This is going to get lame for a second. But,
Ah, boy.
2009, I was sitting in my dorm room soaking up every Jerry Thornton and Prez blog. 2013, I was performing stand-up in a bar next to a plasma center in front of 7 people. Fast forward to this past weekend, and I was performing in front of 6,000 people thanks to Pat. Prez was watching, and then I do a podcast with Jerry Thornton. Life is pretty fucking crazy.
Good for you, Vibs. Maybe you'll take a nap now every once in a while, too.
He
Jesus
never
Christ,
sleeps.
never ever sleeps. It's incredible. Vibs, we appreciate you, buddy.
Thank you.
At Stool Presidente.
Yeah, this one's going to kind of be a repeat because I had to think of my last thought quickly, and it's staring me in the face. I still think the Tyson thing's mine. I'm still waiting to hear the end of this. If you didn't hear it on mine, so I'm staying at where am I? The
Hyatt
Regency,
Yeah.
and we walked in. They had a silent auction last night with just a bunch of pictures, just maybe 30 of them. And I just walked and looked, and they had this picture. This Mike Tyson punch-out picture signed by Mike Tyson. I called Frank and this thing's fucking awesome. The highest bid was $200. We had to leave to go to Oklahoma, so I bid $500 on him. Done. I'm gonna win. Didn't hear back. It ended yesterday, and I walked in. And the exact picture is sitting here. So you thought I was joking.
absurd.
I just walked in. I'm like, that's mine, right?
Yeah.
I thought somehow they planned it as a treat. When I walk in, and Pat's like, "What are you talking about?" That's mine.
You literally walk. This is the first day you're
We
in
can-
my
we
office.
can
You walk
find-
into my studio. You pointed a picture I have here, and you go, "That's mine." What do you think this is? No, it is not.
If I were you, I would think that was yours too.
Yeah, that's
Right?
But
What
we
are
have
the-
videos of it sitting there for a while.
What are the odds of?
Very
Small world.
slim.
And Frankie and I, we talked about. It for
I got
10
this
minutes.
thing. I got this thing
It's
for
a very cool
I got
picture.
this thing for $550.
Right, exactly. I actually somehow thought they knew it was connected, and they're like, "We're going to surprise them." I was dead serious, "Oh, that's mine." And you were just the way you looked at me. I was like, "No, that's mine, right?"
Yeah.
And you're and you didn't know what I was
I had
talking
no
about.
idea what you were talking about. Frankie came in. Frankie's always with Dave, and he pointed at it and said, "Oh, Dave's going to love this." And I was like, "What?" And I thought you were just going to walk in and start just taking things out of here.
Yeah, I almost did.
Hey, Tonto, that cigar Native American, that's
Yeah,
mine too.
imagine
Yeah,
if I did that. Oh, he just comes in. The big boss comes, just takes whatever he wants, walks back out with it.
Dave, I appreciate you so much for joining us out here. It's a lot of fun. Tomorrow night, $20 Chef is whipping up some more hearty stuff for the fall. I appreciate that. Donut Showcase came out this morning with Todd. You went to Donut Central. It was good shit, right?
Real good shit.
Quick hits with Diggs. How's your gambling lines? Have you been doing well?
Been crushing college. Been terrible at NFL.
Okay, good. So follow him on college, I guess. I've been making some good picks too, though. I feel like I'm pretty good.
Went 9-4 in college this weekend, and then
Shit,
2-6 in NFL.
I was so bad in college.
Well, you should get triple your limit. You go one weekend with Diggs, and now we're back in the game. And all of a sudden, you're not mad at me anymore.
I was very close, as enamored as I was with the comedy show. The TV switch from Notre Dame, and I was like, I got so much money on Michigan State. Right
It was a
now.
blowout, though, so it didn't-
They got destroyed.
Brian Kelly almost died.
Yeah, he did.
That's going to happen on the sideline. A guy's head is going to explode, and it's going to be Brian Kelly's. It's going to be a wild day. He's going to die.
He's very red.
You can't do that every single fucking weekend and not die at some point.
Couldn't happen to a nicer guy.
Yeah, guy seems to be hated by a lot of people.
Yep.
Seems to be very hateable. I'm not sure. I hope he doesn't die. I mean, if he does, though.
We'll get a new one.
You called it.
We'll get a new one.
Yeah, well, I called it. Know that. At the Jeff Vibert, things you missed. Appreciate that, brother. Barstool Radio is 12 to 2 on Sirius XM. What channel?
93 Combat Sports.
Nailed it. MMA Talk, 12 to 2, Barstool Radio. It's fantastic stuff. Keep up with everything we got going on. We will talk to you soon. Thanks for rocking with us. Have a great day. Tuesday, September 26th, Dave Portnoy, Barstool Sports Presidente, is in the house in Indianapolis.
Yep.
Hit the music.
And now, the moment you've all been waiting for. He was a high school All-American, a college All-American. He was All-Pro in the NFL, but the thing that he's most proud of is during his show in Muncie, Indiana, he made a woman in the crowd laugh so hard, she shit her pants. Ladies and gentlemen, Pat McAfee!
Real quick, big thanks to the people of Purdue. They did that intro along with Todd McComas at Todd McComas. We had a great night at Purdue. At Sean Latham performed. At Tactical Digs was supposed to be Jim Kong with his mask. We never got to it. There was like 3 to 4 stories that didn't even tell. At Nick Morado was on the 1s and 2s. At the Jeff Vibert did a great job opening up. Talked about being a 13-year-old man. Grown-ass man, I think is what you said. 13-year-old grown-ass man. Francis, New York Francis, Barstow Francis, opened as well. He did a great job. Big thank you to the people of Purdue. And now you were in the building. You were in Purdue.
I was.
And now you're spending a couple of days in the Midwest. Dave Portnoy at Stool Presidente. How are you enjoying Indiana, the Midwest, Iowa, Louisville? You've been out here a lot these days.
I am. Yeah, I'm having a good time. I've been to Indianapolis a bunch. I think for Final Four. Not Final Four, Big Ten tournament. And I think, I know for a couple Patriot games. So
we host a lot of stuff, and those Patriots games, you were there for the fake punt. The worst
I literally
football play in history.
Stood up. I was with Paul, sales guy Paul, obviously huge Patriot fans, and we just stood up and laughed. Like out loud, like pointing, did you see what they just did? And Colts fans are just they're like, yeah, we saw it. Like, we don't know what to say.
Yeah, I was on the field, and they actually used my facial reaction to that play in situations on SportsCenter for what the hell just happened.
This is your podcast. Yeah. I'm happy to be on it. Don't want to make it about me.
Yeah.
But I got an email I have to read, and then there's a screenshot with it. You had breaking news. This may resonate in Colts fans. FYI, this is just said casually by, I think, Devlin the intern slave sent it. FYI, you have a package from Brady here waiting for you. Got on Friday. It's just
just Tom Brady.
One Patriot place, care of Brady to Dave Portnoy.
And you got it on Friday. And they're just telling you now.
Yeah, just casually.
Wow.
Yeah, no big deal.
Hey, Dave, you're in Indiana. Yeah, Tom Brady just sent you a gift last week. So
yeah,
did you reply? Open it.
I'm like, no, I want to video myself opening.
Are you? Yeah. How do you feel right now? Like kid on Christmas type thing?
I feel good.
What?
I've never communicated with him.
Yeah,
I bet
he followed you guys and then he unfollowed you because
he
got a little arrogant because he tweeted out that he followed you guys.
There was an article in the Globe, Boston Globe, local paper, that was basically listed all the people he follows. He doesn't follow a lot of people, and he followed Barstool Sports. So I gloated. I was like,
sure,
look who follows us, Tom Brady. Before I pressed. Or as I press publish, he deleted it.
So he unfollowed just like that. What do you think it could possibly be?
I think it's one of two. I think it's a book. I think it's his new book, Signed to Me.
Tom Brady has a book about just winning life.
It's about his he's a weirdo. So it's about his eating habits, his
avocado
training.
ice cream.
Yeah, he's on a different planet.
Is he technically a vegan?
I don't know what he eats.
He's
never had
ice cream.
Coffee.
What? Is he a Mormon?
No, he's a winner. I don't know.
He's his own species.
What if it's
There's
a
only
signed
one
clown
of
shirt?
So I thought that's the other thing I can think is it's a signed clown towel.
There's no way he would get on that right now.
He did it. They auctioned one off at charity for $6,500.
That he signed?
He signed it.
Wow. Did you buy it? Did you buy it?
No, but now I freaked that I wasn't in the bidding, and I have been contacted now that I could maybe rebuy it. I had somebody else promise they'd get me one after, so maybe, but I didn't think it would come that way. That wow reaction, that's the biggest non-story of a story I've ever I don't know how that hasn't been national news. It was sent to me because we made the towels.
Anything. Put a little innovation in your pants with Go Anywhere and stay fresh from AM to PM. If you're gambling on every single game, double your limit, and you're just really going under and you want to sweat, go to the Go Anywhere, and even through the AM again, you can wear it 24 hours straight. Go Anywhere is made from premium four-way stretch. Don't know that word. Nope. I don't know what that word is. Ergonomic?
Oh,
Probably.
ergonomic. Yeah,
Ergonomic is a word? What does that mean?
I don't know what it means.
Let's play a little game here. What is Dave? What does ergonomic mean?
It means fucking make your back straight.
Yeah.
Oh, does it?
Yeah.
Well, there's like
ergonomic chairs.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. That makes sense.
Posture chairs.
Functional for your body.
Posture chairs, yeah. I actually went through a whole phase because I was super hunchback, so I was trying to find ergonomic chairs.
Oh, well, the good news is Go Anywhere is made from premium four-way stretch ergonomic fabric that contours to your body for the perfect fit. The Go Anywhere fabric is also moisture wicking. It pulls and evaporates perspiration right off your body, keeping you dry all day, even in the toughest of gambling situations. Plus, it features the latest antimicrobial and anti-odor fabric technology. Yo, big words in this motherfucker. It must be really impressive. And like all Tommy John underwear, wedgies are impossible. And the horizontal quick draw fly comes as standard. Worried you won't love it? Unlikely, but just in case, it's all backed by Tommy John's best pair you'll ever wear, or its free guarantee. So what do you got to lose? With a stay put waistband, a contour pouch to nestle your goods. I love a good nestle of my goods. And a flattering fit that looks and feels fantastic. There's no doubt that Go Anywhere from Tommy John is the underwear that works as hard as you. No adjustment needed. Go to TommyJohn.com/America. AMERICA to check out the complete line of Go Anywhere underwear, shirts, and socks. Plus, save 20% on your first order. That's TommyJohn.com/America for 20% off. TommyJohn.com/America. Big shout out, Tommy John. Thanks for sticking around. Good. I learned a couple words in there, too. The second one I said, still don't know what it means, but I'm happy. I feel like I said it right. You know, it's one of those spelling bees. That's some spelling.
Microferbial, was that the word?
Microbial.
Microbial, which I'm not even... that might be a word they made up.
Does that mean porous?
I think so.
Synonymous with porous?
I think so. Just, it's a good one, though. It's a good word.
You guys, I don't want to make this... Saw it last night. It was awesome.
Yeah, so you're from Boston originally. Mm-hmm. You now live in Manhattan.
Correct.
For people that don't know the story, Barstool Sports started out as a newspaper that you were like running numbers or punching numbers or something. What were you doing?
Sales job. Just a normal dialing for dollars, yellow page sales job. Suck, cold calling.
How old?
Well, right out of college. So I would say...
You went to Michigan.
Graduated college, 22, 23? So it was 23, 24. That's right, right? I got my college demo down.
Yeah, nailed it. 23 to 24, you were punching numbers for a sales company. You started...
I don't know what the punching numbers means, but...
Yeah. It's just
on the phone.
It's like the
dialing digits.
It's the only office. It's the only office reference I have. I know that's what people in office
crunching numbers.
Yeah, I think you mean crunching.
Yeah,
same thing.
Yeah.
Avatar. You get it. That's all I've seen.
Pushing papers, crunching numbers.
All those,
punch.
All those things.
I like pushing papers.
Me too. So you were doing that, and then when did you decide to start writing the paper? You were just like...
Yeah, so I always knew I wanted to do my own thing. I probably had the sales job for 5 to 6 years, something in that neighborhood. I know when I graduated, the internet was exploding. Like if you just put .com on something, it was going well. By the time I finished in that life, it's right when it exploded in a bad way. And that's when I started Barstool. So so it was probably 2003. So it's probably graduated in 99, and then probably worked till 2003, 2004 when I started the paper.
And you were writing these papers. You thought there was a hole in the market, a hole in coverage for the day after games at the bar, what guys are talking about.
No, totally wrong, actually.
Good.
That's what it turned out to be, but it was really a gambling thing. It was all gambling. It was like fantasy football, anything you could bet on. As you've come to see, I'm a degenerate gambler. I like gambling.
It's another it's absurd. I was like, hey, man, because we're doing these college football games and we're watching these games together, and I'm watching a guy live and die with every fucking play next to me. And I'm like, God damn, why is he so into this? And he's betting on literally every game that's happening. I'm like, hey, next week I want to be involved in this. Just double all your bets. I want to be in the same bets.
I'm going to say this right now. That's the meanest, worst thing you've said to me. And I don't mean that. So I did this. Like, he asked me to double my bets. I'm like, I can't do it. I bet to my limit every game. So I don't, like, that would mean I'm actually splitting my bets in half. So he's like, well, call. So I, like a fucking idiot, I called, and the guy didn't get back to me. He's like, sorry, I was busy. You're all set. This is the day after, and I'm at Pat's Bets going, I bet to the limit of what my fucking limit is, no matter what my limit is. My limit was set where it was set because that was my limit. But Pat, when he asked me to double it, so now I'm betting double my limit, and I'm getting murdered. And
I didn't know this happened.
You've screwed up my total unit system. Anybody who gambles right now is like, that motherfucker McAfee. Like that. Like, when you ask somebody to put more, and then you didn't take it, so I just doubled. I doubled what my limit is, and when you what did I say yesterday? It was like 1 in 15 at one point.
Yeah, it was a rough day.
Wow.
Yeah,
I didn't know this though. I will pay back whatever.
You're not paying me back, but you owe me like major karma points. Like that move is, ask anybody who gambles. That is one of the most diabolical moves when it's like, oh, let me just up your limit, and then it's just sitting there. It's like, hey, I can bet double on this game now.
It's like, oh, heroin's half off this week.
Let me call your guy. Get that limit back down.
Now I can't, because that's the other part of it. If I start betting half at what I lost, I'll never get it back. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you got to chase it.
Yeah, it's like, oh, I lost $1 million. Let me decrease my bets to like a penny. Like, you're never going to get back up. You have to win 1 million straight hands.
I was wondering, because a lot of games you were sweating a little bit.
Yeah,
you were starting to sweat.
Because I was over beyond my limit.
Well, you know what?
Because you specifically made a point of it.
Yes.
When I actually answered, Pat, I'm like, I'm at my limit. You're like, come on. I'm like, what? This. I'm like, all right,
I don't think I did that.
Something.
I had no idea all of this shit existed. I just entered this
He
gambling.
doesn't have any idea, so if you just tell him it's not possible, he believes you.
By the way, this whole thing could be a perfect episode for Curb Your Enthusiasm. The way you just accidentally affected the rest of his life.
I had no idea. No clue about any of it. But I could see you sweating. And Tommy John has some big news. They've just introduced a brand new underwear fabric called Go Anywhere. This is underwear built to withstand the busiest of days. It's versatile, extremely comfortable, and fit for any